I'm at Serra, is my brother Nick. Welcome to BJJ Basics, side control position. Before we start getting into attacks, I want to show where to keep my arms and where should my body be positioned on cross-side. So, I'm here. I got the line of my chest right in line with Nick. I have my elbow next to his ear. My hand, very important. I want it right by his hip here, right by his belt. Okay? I'm on my toes, pelvis down. This is where I want to be. There's different ways how to keep your arms. Today we're going to go over just elbow next to the ear, hand right by the hip. For the guy on bottom, his positioning. He wants to keep his limbs underneath my body. So, in other words, if an arm's out, it's going to be for the taking. So right now, Nick's going to keep his one arm right here on my hip. Okay? The other arm, as long as it's under my body, it's okay. He's going to keep it under my armpit on the other side right here. Okay, now it's hard for me to take it any kind of lock. His leg positioning. He's going to have his one leg up. His other leg, his foot, is going to go right on his leg here, right the inside of his leg. His knee's up. This way it makes it difficult for me to get mounted on him. He's got that knee defending my leg from getting on top and just sliding my knee across the mount or looping my leg to mount. Okay, so he's got his defense up here. So the proper positioning here for my brother on bottom is his arms without me on him. Is here, the other one up under the far armpit. His foot, you notice it's hooked, it's right onto his leg, it's not on top. This will slip off, okay? Right here. Now we're going to go over how to control him first, and then we're going to go for the submissions. When I'm across side on him, I have a ton of submissions available to me, more so than even mount. So, first things first, if I don't keep him down, I'm not going to be able to submit him at all. He's going to get away. So, I'm here. I'm where I should be. Now, my brother bumps on his side. Good. Once he's on his side, now, before I can even think about submitting him here, I want to flatten him out, keep him flat. When he's flat, he's in a bad way. When he's on his side, if I just go around to the other side now, it's going to be easy for him to get to his knees. And he's out in a heartbeat. So, I want to keep him down, keep him flat, and then I'm going to go for the submission. So I'm here. I'm on my toes, he bumps on his side, here. Now, first things first, your first instinct is going to be to go to your knees to examine the situation. Now, that makes me even lighter on him. Now, if my brother just throws his one leg underneath the other one, he's going to get right around, and I'm going to lose him right there. So, Nick bumps on his side, I stay on my toes, I just turn my hips this way, towards his face. Now, I'm going to bring my arm, I'm going to bring my shoulder down to his. I make sure I get my shoulder in his face to flatten him out. I don't want my bicep in his face. So I'm here, I'm going to bring this deep shoulder towards his chin. My shoulder's right towards his. Now my hands palm up, right underneath his shoulder. I push off the floor, nice tight shoulder pressure. On my toes. Nick bumps on his side, okay? Don't let your knees touch, just turn this way, I'm on my toes still. All my weight's on him, I'm still heavy. Bring my shoulder, I don't want my bicep in his face. I want my shoulder in his face, so I'm going to lower myself here. Palm up, and I put that shoulder pressure here. If Nick goes to look back towards me, he can't do it. Okay, one more time. Pump up, he's here. We turn, shoulder in, flatten him right out. My brother Nick is going to show us a couple of proper ways how to mount from side control.
Chest to chest, butt up, slide my hip through. Now, I widen his knee with my elbow. My knee goes in, like there's a line drawn across his stomach. I hook the arm, and I walk it up. Knee goes down, then my foot, and I mount. On your toes, hip up, slide my leg through. My elbow, I widen. My knee comes in. He goes to stop me. I hook. My elbow's under his, so he can't escape it. I walk it up like a slider. Knee hits the ground and the foot. Chest to chest, hands out wide, toes pointed underneath.
Now my brother Nick is going to show us another way how to advance the mount from side control.
Here, he keeps his knee tight there. I can't get my knee in, so I put my shoulder, I lower it to the hip. My hand goes on top of the thigh, and now I drive, I use all my body weight. Drive my shoulder to the floor, pinning his leg. My foot is going to replace my hand. Now I go to mount, he goes to push, like before. I hook, and I walk it up like a spider. Knee goes to the floor, then the foot. Then I get my bound. Hip up, slide the hip, sit. Try to get my knee through. I can't. His knee's too tight. Then I slide my shoulder to his hip. Grab the thigh. Put all the pressure. With my shoulder, I pin his leg to the mat. Now I take a step in, replacing my hand with my foot. Go to mount. Now, when I hook, just make sure my elbow is not underneath. Well, I'm going to slide right underneath. So I keep my elbow right over his elbow, and I walk.
My brother Nick's going to show us another way how to mount from the side control.
Butt up, sit through, knees point 3 o'clock. He goes to bridge. I wait till his butt hits the floor, then I mount. Butt comes up, sit through, knees point 3 o'clock. He tries to bridge. As soon as his butt hits the floor, then I mount.
Now we're going to go over some attacks from side control. Now I'm here, side control, my opponent leaves his arm out, so I'm here. This arm's out for the taking. It should be under my body, but it's not. What I'm going to do is, I have my post in, I'm going to just bring my hand and make it flat. I'm going to bring my thumb right here underneath his armpit. Now once I'm here, when I go to the other side, I don't want to be tiptoeing around. I'm going to go over in 2 steps. I'm just going to bring my far leg, the one that's closest to his hip, I'm going to bring that knee right to his shoulder. Now I take a big step up and across with my other leg here. So I'm totally 12 o'clock on him now. I keep my post in. My other hand flat, right underneath his armpit. Make sure the weight is on him. I never took my chest off him. So, his arm is out, hand flat, thumb right under his armpit, far knee to the shoulder, big step over. Now, once I'm here, what I want to do is, I'm just going to snake just my hand underneath his armpit here. I'm bringing my thumb towards my Adam's apple, this way. Now, more is not better. I just want my wrist in his armpit. So I'm here. I just want my wrist in that armpit, bringing it back towards me. Once I have that, I'm up on my one leg. I'm going to bring my other leg up now. So I just bring my heel down, knee up. I'm totally now 1 o'clock on him. I make sure, before I go forward, my head is going to go to his far knee. I sandwich my wrist in his armpit. I make my chest heavy on his arm. So I'm here. I bring my head to the far knee. I don't just turn my palm up. I grind it up. Chest heavy on his arm, and I put a lot of pressure here on him. Now I put my one knee behind his head, my other knee, wide legs behind his belt. I have my toes underneath me. His wrist, my wrist. Once I make this grip here, I make sure my elbows are in this side of my body. And this is where I want to be. Chest to chest, flat. My hand's flat as a board. He leaves this arm out. Post in, knee to the shoulder. Far knee to the shoulder. Here, big step over. Now, watch how I snake that hand underneath, right to his armpit. Just my wrist is in his armpit. I'm going to make my chest heavy on that arm. Now, my one leg's up, my other leg's up, bringing me 1 o'clock on him. I'm bringing my head right towards his knee, his far knee. Make my chest heavy, and I grind my palm now to the ceiling. Knee behind his head, got my toes underneath me. Far leg, right behind his belt. Got my toes underneath me. It's very important. Now, when I grab his wrist with no thumb and my wrist, my elbows are on this side of his body. If my elbows are on this side, Nikki can bring that elbow right through the hole, boom, and escape the arm, and escape cross-side control. So I make sure when I'm here, his wrist, my wrist, wide legs, the elbow here, chest out like a macho. He tries to bring that back, it runs right into my body. So I got control of this arm. Now, once I established control of this arm, elbows back, dominating this arm, what I like about this is we have a lot of options how to finish from here. The first one we're going to do is Kimura. So what I want to do is, I'm going to replace my knee that's behind his head, my far knee. I'm going to take a big step right into his armpit. Now, I'm going to scrape this foot back, putting my knee right into his armpit. The other leg comes up. When I'm here, I bring that elbow right to my chest. Nikki could be trying to defend it here. What I like about what I just did is I got this other arm out of the equation now. He can't use that arm to defend this arm. The only thing he could try to do is grab onto his shorts, okay? Now, once I have this, I want to break his grip. He can have a strong grip here. I don't want to pull towards the ceiling, all right? I want to break his grip the way I break his grip is I want to pull towards the knuckles. So he's here, I pull towards the knuckles. I don't want to pull towards the ceiling. So once I'm here, I glue that elbow to my chest, pull it towards the knuckles. It could take a couple of yanks, okay? Now, once I'm here, I just go back in the other direction. Glue the elbow to the chest, his thumb right past my knee. He taps out, breaks right in here in the shoulder. Kimura. We came around, his wrist, my wrist. Elbows on this side of the body. I can't tell you how important, if you don't have this right, you're not going to get any submission. So it's very important how we dominate this arm. So we're here. I replace the knee behind his head with my far knee. Big step. I want to take this arm out of the equation. Here. Slide this foot back. As I do that, my knee goes right into his armpit. Other leg up for base. From here, I don't want to just start keeping the arm loose here. I want to glue that elbow right to my chest. Nikki tries to protect his arm by grabbing onto his shorts. Guys, again, the guy can have a killer grip, okay? You can be pulling up to the ceiling all day long. The grip is going to break towards the knuckles. So that's the way I'm going to pull it. So first this way, and now back the other way. Notice I'm just moving his hand, not his whole arm. His elbow's glued. Just his hand's going to go over my knee. Okay? Breaking right in the shoulder. Same position, dominating that arm. Now, another option. I'm going to go for the straight arm lock here. When I want to get that arm lock, we're going to go for two ways. The first one, I'm just going to replace my knee with my far knee. I'm going to step right in front of his face. Now, I'm going to step up. It's very important when I step up with that other leg. I don't want to have to try to step up and over his body. I'm just going to put my foot underneath his body here, and I'm going to kneel on him. As I sit, I want to sit like I'm sitting on top of his shoulder, very close to his body. Here, knees together. As I lay down, knees tight together, control that wrist, thumb to the ceiling, and take. Notice, my brother's shoulder is off the floor. I'm propping him up with my other leg. It's very important. It means it's very high on the arm lock. With one pinky, I have the leverage to pop his elbow, break that arm. Want to be right in here. Here we are. I replace my one knee with the other knee. Step in front of the face, and I kneel on him. Here. My shin. Again, guys, I want to sit as if I'm sitting on top of his shoulder. Here. That way I prop him up. Legs together so I protect my groin. Go right to that wrist. Okay? Be careful with this. It's not going to even make it to my chest. Alright? The more of an angle, the better the arm lock here. High on the arm. If I'm doing this and I don't prop him up properly, it's easy for my brother to bring that elbow right inside. You know, then he's just going to get on top of me. It's a circus. So you want to make sure you got him propped up with your shin. So before we lay down, we're propping him up. Here. That's where we should be. And take. Another option from here when I'm dominating the arm. Sometimes you get those guys who are strong guys, okay? I'm here, got the grip. I want either Kimura, I want arm lock, but he's using his other hand to just put this on lockdown, nice and tight. So I feel like, man, I'm not budging this guy. No matter what I do, I feel like I'm not going to get his arm. All right, so we're going to switch it up. We're going to put him in a neck crank. I'm going to keep my one arm underneath his armpit. My other hand's going to let go of his wrist. I'm going to snake it right around his neck. Here. When I do that, this hand's waiting. So, I'm going to lower my level. I'm just going to go here, palm to palm. This way. Okay? So, my one hand is palm up. The one that snakes around, palm down. Notice, no thumb. Over the thumb with your four fingers. That's where I want to be. So, he's holding tight. Snake it around, palm to palm. Now I just lower myself. I keep my one leg up behind him, my arm deep in his armpit. His head's resting on my bicep. I just want to make him look between his legs here. Just his head's coming up. His shoulders stay down. Here. We attack the neck for a neck crank. Got that arm, I'm dominating it. He's got it tight, okay? Strong guy, can't budge his arm. We're just gonna keep my arm folded in his armpit, palm up, hand that's on top, dominating his wrist, snake it right around his neck, palm down, palm to palm. Now I want both his shoulders on the floor. Here. His head's resting right on my bicep. Now watch what happens when I just lift up my arm. Here. We attack that neck, put the neck crank right here. Here, dominating his arm, he's trying to protect it. We snake around the neck like we did earlier for the neck crank. Instead of grabbing hand to hand, palm to palm, I'm going to grab his wrist. My other hand grabs his forearm, putting my head right next to his. His head is resting on my shoulder. Now, I'm dominating this arm. I want his head going towards the same side I'm dominating the arm, to that knee. So I prop him up and I slide behind him, making that hook. I fall towards the hook. Bring my other hook inside. Now he fell right into the arm that's going to choke him. Bring this arm in deep, right around his neck. I want the point of my elbow underneath the point of his chin. Now, bicep, hand behind the head, and I touch my elbows together. I'm dominating the arm. He's got it on lockdown. I snake around the neck, lower my level, his wrist, his forearm. I make sure his head, I want it right on my shoulder. Okay, it's like he has two heads. Now, the same side as the arm I'm dominating, that knee, that's where I'm going to bring his head. So I'm going to prop him up, make that hook. Before I fall towards that hook, I make sure my foot is to his butt. Okay, that way when I lay down towards that hook, he goes right over my leg and I get that other hook inside. If I'm in the same situation, and I have my foot not against his butt, but out. And if I go to lay down this way, it's fine. But if we switch directions and he leans this way, I'm going to blow my knee out here. You don't want to fall back this way. So, to nip that in the bud, just make sure your foot is against his butt here. Now it just goes right over. Got my two hooks in, hand deep, right behind his shoulder. Bicep, hand behind the head, and squeeze. Now we're going to go over some various escapes from side control. Now, my brother's going to be side control on me. I got my arms where they should be. One here in his hip, the other arm's going to be under his armpit. Foot, right on my leg here. So, he's here. Go ahead, Nick. He's cross-eyed. He should be this way, with his legs sprawled out the base. But, he's got both his knees in, which a lot of guys do. So we're going to take advantage of this. What I want to do is my forearm that's under his armpit, I'm just going to switch my grip here. I'm going to keep it from palm towards his body to palm away, and I'm going to hold on to his tricep. I'm going to go to put my heels to my butt. I'm going to bridge towards him. When I bridge towards him, he goes to put me flat. The second he goes to put me flat, my far leg, I straighten it. Now, my arm that's in his hip, I'm just going to chop towards that leg here to reverse him. Bring my leg back. Right away, I secure my cross side. Post in, elbow next to the ear. So we're here, Nick's side control. He's got his knees to my body. I dominate his arm by holding on to his tricep. Elbows to the floor. I'm going to bridge towards him. Second he puts me flat, I straighten my far leg, chop towards it. Right here. Now, I bring my back leg back underneath me here, put my post in, secure top position. Now, let's see this again without him on top of me. Arm in the hip, the other arm in his armpit. I'm defending that mount. I'm going to switch my grip to grab the tricep. I'm going to bridge into him, just so he goes to put me flat. Second he goes to put me flat, I straighten the far leg, and I'm just going to sit across and chop towards that leg to reverse him. Now, just bring my leg back, put my post in, establish my cross-side position. Now, we're here. Nicky's doing the right thing. He's got his legs sprawled out. What I want to do is, when I'm flat, I'm in trouble. First things first, I got to bump up and get on my side. I'm not going to be able just to turn on my side here. All right, he's got all his weight on me. The trick is, you're going to have to bring your heels to your butt. You're going to have to jolt up. You don't want to just bring your pelvis up and down. He's just going to follow you up and down. You have to have his weight off you for a split second. And in that split second, that's when you turn on your side. So I'm here. I put my heels to my butt. I'm going to give him a jolt up and turn on my side. Jolt up, and I'm on my side. I'm here. Heels to my butt for a split second. I'm going to jolt him up. When he comes off me, I turn my butt on the side. Here and here. Now, once I'm here, I bring my elbow to my ribs. I'm going to make a little bit of space. I'm going to bring my one leg underneath the other. So my leg on bottom shoots underneath. When I do that, I come around his leg here. I'm grabbing palm to palm. Think you sit up straight for a sec? Palm to palm here. Okay, give it down. Now, I just bring my knees up to my elbows. Here. Once I'm here, we'll go over how to bring him down to the floor in a second. But this is where I want to be. And while I'm here, make sure your head's on the inside of his leg. Your ear is glued to his thigh. You don't want any space where Nicky could cross-face me here. Alright, so let's do that again. I'm here. I give him a jolt up. I'm not escaping. When he's doing the right thing, I'm not going to escape flat. Got to get on my side. I'm always going towards him. I bump up away from him. I'm exposing my back. So I'm here. Heels to my butt. I give a jolt up in the air and I bump on my side. Jolt up, I'm on my side. Now, elbow to my ribs. I shoot my one leg under the other. My arm that's in his armpit is going to go right around his leg. So it's going to come here. Palm to palm, ear glued to his thigh. Now I just pull my knees right up to my elbows. Here. Now I want to go over a couple of details without him on top of me so you can see what I'm doing with my arms and my legs. When I'm here and I'm defending, heels to my butt, I jolt up. Again, if I jolt up and I come right back down, he's going to follow right on top of me. So I want to give him a jolt and escape my hips on the side. Here, jolt up and out. Now I'm in a tight ball here. Now, my knees to my elbow. What I want to do is, when I go to jump ship to get around his leg, I want to make sure I make a little bit of space here. Before I kick my one leg under the other, I bring my elbow to my ribs. That's crucial. If my arm is out and I go to get up, look how it prevents me from rolling up the right way. Okay, it's like a big speed bump here. It props me up. So my elbow has to be to my ribs. Now, when I bring my one leg underneath, look how I just roll up. Okay? Palm to palm, knees to elbows. That's where I want to be. Jolt up and out. I'm in a total ball here. Before I kick this underneath, I make sure my elbow's to my ribs. Now I could just go right around his leg. Palm down, bottom hand palm up. Palm to palm. Now I just pull my knees up to my elbows. Now, when I'm up around his leg, we're going to go over two different ways how to put him down. It all depends on how he distributes his weight. So I'm here, and I'm around his leg. Palm down, leg arm on top. The other hand is palm up, ear glued to his thigh so I don't get cross-faced. Now, let's say Nicky's got his weight on me and he keeps his back leg up. Alright? Now, it's easy to remember. When his leg's up, I put my leg up. Now, I'm just going to pull. The leg I'm wrapped around, I want to pull his knee towards my knee that's up in the air. So I'm just going to come here. Establish, put my post in, elbow in, establish that cross side. So I'm around his leg. Nicky's got the weight on me and he puts his leg up. I put my leg up. It's very important. I don't want to go forward. Some guys do this and they go to put the weight on the leg and then it's difficult to pull it out from underneath him. All I want is my ear. All I want is my ear glued to his thigh. And now, it's like pulling the rug out from underneath someone. I pull his knee towards my knee. Here. Now, my arm on top becomes a post. Elbow next to the ear. Establish my base. Now we're gonna go over, same position, but he keeps his leg down instead of up. I'm gonna show how to destroy his base and put him down. Around his leg, palm down on top, arm on bottom, palm up, ear glued to his thigh. He's got both his knees down. My arm that's on top, I'm gonna grab his ankle, pull it out slightly. Just enough so I can get my leg that's behind him to hook his ankle. Once I put my foot behind his ankle, he can't bring that leg back. My arm that's behind him, I'm going to grab his other ankle. Arm in front, I'm going to grab his knee. Now I'm going to go forward with my weight. I want to put his knees together. So I go forward, putting his knees together here. If his knees are facing this way, I'm passing away from his knees. So I bring my hand in, the other elbow shoots up towards his ear, establish my position. Alright, now my brother's going to demonstrate an escape with me holding him in a different way. Instead of my elbow next to his ear, hand is a post. This time, I have him around the neck here, other arm under his armpit. Take it away, Nick.
Blade of my wrist is right underneath the neck, and the head on the hip. I bridge into him. I keep my arms posting his neck up, slide my hip down. Now I slide my leg inside, make a hook. My other leg goes over my brother's head. Now I slide back. My legs keeping him away from me. My pelvis goes up. Blade my wrist under the chin, and the head on the hip. I bridge into him. My butt drops to the floor. As soon as my butt drops to the floor, my knee goes in. Make a hook onto the ribs, my foot. My right leg goes over my brother's head, and now I straighten up with my hip. This way he can't reach me.
Hey, everything that's bad material, I don't want bloopers anywhere ending up on the internet.
I can't do no YouTubing with it?
No YouTubing.
Get my basics down. This is good. Last time Heather showed me was 2002.
All right, nice rollover.
Once you get full mount, count 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, and then come up. But just stay straight. Just like, boom, freeze frame it.
Okay.
You literally sat there for like a half of a third of 1 second.
Where you going?
Thank you.
Yay!
Alright, I'm back in now.
Yay!
We're here. He's keeping his arm on lockdown. We're gonna sneak my... What the f*** you smacking me for? What the hell was that shit?
No, wait, like this. Do it again. Do this. Do this. Just do it right now.
Alright, now we're back. We're back now.
Ready, get, go! Ready, get, go!
Yeah. Say again how I work with him better than Joey. Alright, let's do it.
I like that.
Are you good? Yeah, I'm good. This is Matt and this is Ricky Bobby. Urge you never to go to Tijuana. Are you ready?
Brothers. Everybody says brothers.
Say it's out. And we start to go this way, and all of a sudden he bridges towards me. Yeah. Stop, Nick. Jesus. Hold on. What the f***, man? You gonna pull my knee? Hold on. Cut.
You want me to bridge?
Dude, you gotta stop. Look at my leg, bro. This is the... Remember this one?
Yeah.
If you go... Oh, shit. Man, I lost him. He's gone. Trust me. I know.
I'm back.
If the guy bridges, dude, imagine that crunch. I'd be like, ah! How's that for a blooper?